Today, I'm going to be breaking down in this video 6 things I wish I knew about LPT Realty before I joined in 2024. I also want to make sure that you subscribe to the channel. We're always giving you the best, most relevant information on all things real estate and all things LPT Realty, whether you're in California, Nevada, Texas, or anywhere else in the country or in Canada. This is the one-stop shop for all your answers to get the real in-depth breakdown. All right, so make sure you do that. Comment, share, and like this video. Also, at the very end, if you're not part of LPT already and you're using this as research, you may want to grab some time with me one-on-one because I can show you exactly how it fits into your business, answer all your questions, and make sure that you're connected with the most powerful group inside of LPT to help you gain traction. All right, so let's jump into it because the 6 things that I wish I knew about LPT Realty before I joined, well, I really got to start off by being completely transparent. This is not one of those bait and switch hype videos, okay? Now, there is some good stuff, don't get me wrong. But I'm not here to tell you everything's perfect or sugarcoat my experience. I'm going to give you 6 things that I genuinely wish I knew before joining, some good, some bad. And yeah, some were challenges for sure, but there's also become reasons why I believe so strongly in the brokerage. So let's just jump right into it. All right. Number 1, you have to hit your $15,000 cap before you can start getting paid out revenue share. That one sounds like a drawback because it definitely made me pause. So at LPT, if you don't earn revenue share until you cap. Now that means you need to close enough deals to pay off your $15,000 cap before you start receiving revenue share income, or they will apply the revenue share income that you should have received toward your cap. But either way, you are paying $15,000 cap into that system. All right. Now I'm a recruiter. That's a thing for me. Kind of gave me some pause. Now at first glance, it feels kind of like a roadblock. And especially if you're used to other models like I was that give you a piece of the pie, as you start growing that, whether or not you pay off your cap or whether or not you even sell real estate, right? But here's what I realized. This actually isn't a flaw. It's a filter, okay? Because LPT is built for producers. And if you're in the field selling homes and helping clients, you'll cap and you'll unlock revenue share right away, all right? Now, here's the other thing too. You got to realize that what the focus is for other companies is revenue share, is stock, right? And it benefits a different group of people. So in some companies, it benefits team leaders, right? Team leaders are really the big winners there. In other companies, it's the franchisee. In other companies, it's just the owner, CEO, founder, right? And in other companies, it's recruiters. Sometimes they have overlapping, right? Like the cloud-based brokerage that I came from, recruiters and team leaders, it was amazing for them. Right? They crushed it. LPT, the way that this revenue share model is set up, is to actually deter people that are not interested in actually helping sell real estate and contributing back to the industry, right? There's even models out there where you don't even have to have your real estate license. It's crazy out there, right? Because they see what's happened with great companies like EXP, all right? But it rewards people at LPT who are actually doing the work, and it keeps the culture, from what I can see, focused on production instead of just recruiting. All right, that one requirement sets a tone. Earn your way in and help others do the same. I can respect that. All right, number 2, leadership actually shows up and they're focused on your production. Now, again, I came from another cloud-based brokerage where leadership was, I don't know, let's just kind of say mostly focused on stock price and revenue share. All right, and the revenue share earners and kind of what their opinions were. And I just kind of thought that was normal. I didn't even question it, right? But here's the thing, LPT, it's different. The leadership is visible. They're super engaged, hands-on, and they're not sitting back just counting shares or making sure their, biggest rev share earners are satisfied. They're helping agents build their businesses. They're creating better tools, running trainings that actually teach, right? And answering the tough questions when they arise. And this leadership team, it's really focused on your production, not their portfolio. And honestly, it was one of the first things that made me go, yeah, you know what? I think this place really is different. I'm not just getting in early, but it really is different for the industry. All right. Here's one that's a challenge. All right. Onboarding was super rough in California. I wish I had known that when LPT opened in California, there was over 1,000 agents that were going to join in those first 30 days. And they were going to be opening up about the same time as 20 other states. that kind of explosive growth, I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a testament to the opportunity, but it also made onboarding a bit chaotic for me and the team. All right. So getting systems set up, getting questions answered, it took longer, honestly, than I had hoped. Okay. And while that's smoothed out since then, if you're joining during a growth wave, you should know it might take a minute to get fully dialed in. Like Canada's opening up right now, right? If your state doesn't have that many agents in there, okay, just be prepared. Don't say I didn't tell you at least. All right. But if you're playing the long game, all right, it's a minor speed bump. At least that's the way I looked at it. My team too. I didn't think that much about support before. All right. But once I got to LPT, this is one of those I wish I had had this sooner moments, right? Because they have a real support ticketing system. And I know that doesn't sound like super flashy, okay? But there's the difference. At other brokerages, you send a text, you call your broker, or maybe you drop an email into into the void, right? Here, you actually submit a ticket and the whole team is on it, not just the person that's supposed to help answer your question in accounting or broker, right? There's an actual team who's also tapping on their shoulder going, hey, I need to clear this ticket in my system. Can you get there? Can you get it? Did you get your answer? Right? You're not waiting days or trying to find someone in some random Facebook group, right? There's structure, there's speed, and there's accountability around that. Okay. It's a huge weight off your shoulders when you're running a business. All right. And number 5, I was so used to it. I was so used to clicks and my mastermind group and people keeping secrets if you're not part of their group or you didn't name them as your sponsor, especially in those downline driven models, right? So what I assumed that with LPT's flat structure, people wouldn't share much at all, right? Because it's like, okay, well, if I can't kind of build my own little silo, then why share anything? And I was actually wrong because those aren't siloed people, right? That's not what they do. People do actually share openly, deeply, generously. I was just in Los Angeles with some top producers that now we're, starting to do investment work together. And it's really, really interesting because I have nothing to do with them in terms of downline. They just want to see me succeed and vice versa. So whether you're in their downline or not, people are helping each other every single day. And there's this sense that we're all kind of growing together, not competing in secret. I didn't really expect that. And now I wouldn't trade it. That's for sure. Last but not least, right? It's the marketing. Most people hear free marketing for every listing and assume it's just like this really low quality, like cookie cutter kind of fluff stuff, right? Well, it's not. LPT's listing presentations, their buyer packets, especially their luxury tools are top tier. I mean, I'm telling you, the listing power pack, when we took it for the first time to a listing presentation, we were actually kind of mad. I say this not tongue in cheek. We looked at it and we go, that works so well. What the heck have we been doing all these years? Like, we took it for granted. We're like, he's a mortgage guy. Yeah, he sells tools, right? That's because listing LPT stands for listing power tools. The guy I'm talking about is Robert Palmer, the founder and CEO. Yeah, he's a good marketer, but he's a mortgage dude. What does he know about listing presentations, right? Granted, he had a very successful marketing company for real estate agents for years before launching LPT. But, I always thought that was kind of like, well, yeah, that's what beginners who don't understand marketing and branding would use, just so they don't have to figure it out. But like, it's not going to be better than my stuff. It was. It is. All right. Well, I guess it was because now their stuff is my stuff. But yeah, the buyer packets and the luxury tools, every single luxury agent I've sent this stuff to, right? Because when I'm recruiting somebody, I'll usually send them some marketing if they have like a really big presence or a team or whatever. Usually I can get some marketing out to them for them to get their hands on it. Every single person has said this luxury stuff is super high quality, top tier, better than what I would use. And then the other thing is this, it's cheaper because you get it for free or extremely discounted because LPT owns their own print shop. And they're actually opening up one closer to the West Coast. Super excited about that right now. All right. But there's real sales psychology behind them. That's the other thing, right? When you use them, the way that LPT teaches, they actually work better than anything I've used at any other brokerages and teams. Like I said, I get it. Brokerages, I didn't expect much. I'm used to like really just kind of crummy, flat stuff. This is way better. This looks like, something you would actually spend a lot of time, energy, and resources building, not just clicking through and having AI kind of assist you the way it does. And this isn't just good design. It's strategic, it's tested, and it's extremely persuasive. Now, if you're focused on listings, this stuff is straight up gold. All right. Kind of coming in my final thoughts, because here's what I've come to believe. All right. LPT isn't just a great brokerage. It's the right brokerage for the majority of agents. All right. It's not just for team leaders, recruiters, or brokers with a brand. It's for the everyday agent who wants to sell real estate, build a great business, and be proud of what they're actually creating. All right. Without getting lost in stock talk or constant recruiting conversations. Now, if that sounds like you, here's what you need to do. You need to click the link in the description. If you're somebody who's focused on the business, wants to sell more real estate, wants the tools that actually work, you got to click the link in the description. Let's talk, because I want to show you exactly what this could look like for you and your business. I've got you all covered. And like I said, I can give you access to our group, which, by the way, anybody can join an LPT, but it's super exciting to add people to that group, point you to amazing resources. Until next time, keep on crushing real estate. I'll see you on the other side.